love this. I'm back in this hole. Y'all didn't think I was gonna be back in this hole, did you? Did you? Oh my god. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to season 7, episode 4 of Just Jay the podcast. We have so much to talk about. We have so much to discuss. I have so much to explain. I feel good. I'm happy to be back. Like, I literally was just setting up and I'm just like, wow, like, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I have so much. I feel like, let's just jump right into it, y'all. I feel like I had to just let life be life and just, let life play out and be what it was going to be. I took 3 months off. My last episode aired January 5th. Today is what? April 13th? Bitch. Whoa. But realistically, I had no interest in recording. I recorded an episode back in February. Never released it. Hated it. Didn't even edit. Didn't even rewatch it because at the end of it, I was just like, yeah, that's whack. Like, I wasn't into it. And since the beginning of this podcast, I've said that anything that I put out, I want it to be 100% genuine, 100% me, and I want to 100% love it. And I haven't loved anything that I've created or, tried to create or anything like that. But I'm in a place now where the past 3 months have been rough. Like, it's been nonstop, like, situation after situation where I feel like I'm really being tried this year. And it's crazy for me to even say that because I felt like last year was my trying year. Like, I lost my dog, I failed my test for school. Like, there was so many things that I felt like really was trying to knock me down last year. And then I get into this year and I'm still being tested, still being tried. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like now I'm so strong and I'm so resilient and I'm so proud of myself for taking a step back, not only from my podcast, but from everything, and allowing myself the time to get back into things when I felt like I could get back into things. And I feel like now is the time for me to sit on my little couch and tell y'all how I feel. If you're just listening to the audio, I love you very much. If you're watching me on YouTube, sitting on my couch, talking my shit, I love you even more. Everybody that has supported my show, I can't thank you enough because every time I post on my Instagram or, say that I miss you guys or anything like that, I'm met with so much feedback and so much love and so much just proof as to why I should be doing what I'm doing. Because I think sometimes we question, and I was just talking to one of my homegirls a couple weeks ago. She has her own business called Stay Shaded Co. Shout out to that company. It's a sunglasses line ran by Crown Me Jordan. Love you, bitch. I hope you're listening to this. But she was talking to me and she was like, yo, like, I have major imposter syndrome with my business. And imposter syndrome is technically just where you feel like you're not doing enough or the numbers are not matching up to the work that you feel like you're putting in. But in reality, you are putting in the work and you are being seen by who's supposed to see you and you are being appreciated for the work that you're putting out. So when she said that to me, I was like, girl, I feel that. Like, I don't know. Sometimes with this business thing, you have moments of extreme weakness where you're like, damn, is anybody listening? Is anybody watching? Does anybody care? Like, I don't have 1 million views. I don't have 1 million followers. I don't have this much. You know what I mean? Like, the numbers are always in your head, I think. But realistically, like, I say this all the time and I'm going to say it again and again and again. The numbers are always going to come. The support is always going to come. The fan base is always going to come. The customers, the clients, everything you're looking for is always going to come. You just got to keep putting in the work. And, I think that's one of the hardest things about running a business or trying to create a platform is just believing in yourself, because it takes a lot of work and a long ass time. Some people don't see their first break till 10 years in, 20 years in. So you just got to, remain true to you and find out what you're really doing it for and stick to that. So I've just been letting life be life. I've had a lot of my homegirls checking on me and just, trying to see what's going on. But I feel like I can't always come on here and just talk, Like, I feel like I have to, especially when it relates to my real life, it has to make sense and it has to be true. So I feel that when I'm going through something, I can't get on this podcast and talk about it until I really have gone through every single aspect of it, every feeling, every emotion, every thought, every opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I have to really go through my own process before I can really come on here and talk. And I feel like I've done that, and I'm ready. I'm ready to chat. I'm ready to get things off my chest and really just connect to my audience again and get back into this. There's so many things that I want to talk about, but I'll start with like the main thing that has really been weighing on my heart or weighing on my mind. As you guys know, I'm a special education paraprofessional. I've been doing that for 2 years now. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to do in life because, I'm getting my master's. I graduate May 28th. And I have so many other things that I'm about to be doing in my lifetime. So I had to go through this little hiccup to really readjust myself and really analyze my life and my situation and be like, okay, well, that situation wasn't meant for me anyway. And you're never going to have peace in situations that are not meant for you. And I know that now. And I knew that to begin with, but I feel like when you're in the midst of something and you know that it's not bringing you peace, but at the end of the day, it's your livelihood and it's how you're providing for yourself in the moment, you're going to try to make it work as long as you can. But I feel that just being a Black woman who deals with depression and anxiety and just all of the things that I've dealt with in my life, you're looked at as hostile or negative, or as you have an attitude in the workplace when you're quiet and to yourself. Like, essentially, in a nutshell, I decided, like, before I even pressed record, that I wasn't going to go too deep into this situation because I'm not done fighting for how the fuck I feel. But I'll give a brief gist of it. When you're a Black woman who stands on her business and is strong in her opinions and is not going to just roll over and allow people to say and do and just be weird and just be extra, like, it's a problem. And I feel like the environment that I was in, the environment that I met my partner in, like, it just was no longer conducive to us as people. So we both no longer work there. I work in a different building. He totally doesn't work in that profession at all anymore, which is great for him. And I'm about to be right on that timing with him. But it was just a lot of, I feel like when you're quiet in the workplace, it triggers a lot of people. Or if you're unhappy in life, other people around you are just going to trigger you. And what I noticed is that, like, I was in a classroom with older people. I was in a classroom with people who were just not like me, who didn't have the same passion and purity in that passion for special needs children. So it was never going to work. I was never going to mesh with them. I was never going to, just play the field and blend into their quote unquote environment or family. I didn't want no parts of that because it didn't serve my purpose. Like, my purpose was to take care of my kids and do what I had to do, and I did that above and beyond. But when it came to me not conforming to the negative, inappropriate environment that I was in, I was a problem, which is cool. I had no problem being the issue. And I told my boyfriend that months ago. I have no problem being the villain in these people's story. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, like, your dislike for me and your feelings towards me have nothing to do with me. That's number one. Nor does that have anything to do with how I show up and how I do my job. That's number two. So, respectfully or disrespectfully, the whole room could go against me and I'm still stand on what I said. And at this point in time, that's exactly what's going on. It's that serious. Because at this point, like, I feel like there's been a lot of areas in my life where people have played in my face and invalidated my feelings and gaslit me and manipulated me. So now I'm at a point where if you come for me, I'm going to turn it up. And I'm going to show you why you shouldn't have. That's just it. I don't have nothing negative to really say. I'm not about to sit on my platform and bash nobody. But at the end of the day, as a strong Black woman who is solid in herself and knows how she shows up and how she presents herself, I was in a room or in an environment with people who made me question myself. It made me question if, like, damn, am I mean? Am I hostile? Am I negative? When I know the fuck that I'm not. Because everybody that I've encountered before this environment has loved me, has thought that I was so smart, has appreciated me, has heard me, has understood me, has tried to go above and beyond to learn me. Again, after I handle this how I feel like I need to handle it, respectfully, then obviously I'll come back and I'll give y'all the full story. So I'm being very vague and being very beat around the bush type right now because I just don't want to talk too much on it because I'm really about to light shit up. Truthfully, I'm gonna be so honest. Like, I'm really about to light shit up. I feel targeted. I feel disrespected. I feel like so many different things. I'm angry as fuck about the situation. So yeah, when that is handled how I feel like it should be handled, and I feel like I've been vindicated for the experience that I had for the past 6 months since school has started, then we could talk about it. But right now, like, I'm in a new but familiar and safe environment. But at the same time, I am still grieving the old space that I was in and the changes that came with that. Like, you got to think, like, I'm with students all day, every day. Like, I work with different students damn near every day, every week. So I love those kids. I grow a relationship with those kids. I grow a bond. I grow a connection to them. I grow an understanding for who they are as people, despite their special needs. So yeah, I miss them. I think about those kids all day. But I won in the situation, number one, because I thought she was going to put a damper in and ruin my reputation, essentially, because I've worked hard to be recognized as an amazing para who cares for every student that she comes across in a magnificent and very different way than others. So they tried to ruin my reputation in that sense, but I still won. I'm not in that negative environment anymore. Neither is my partner. I found an amazing, beautiful relationship out of that environment. I still had the connections with the students that I took care of, that I created. So it's not nothing that I feel any ill will about at this present moment. But when it came to me adjusting back into my new classroom and my new space and my new, just chapter to finish out the school year, like, this whole week was my first week being back into my new classroom, my new environment. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, that shit fucked me up. Like, I was sad as hell. I was just not myself. I couldn't really get out of the funk that I was in. I couldn't shake it for the fucking life of me. And I realized, like, every day, like, just going through the mental process by myself, like, now you're upset because those people really played with your character, number one, tried to ruin your reputation, number two, and tried to essentially make you seem like somebody that you know that you're not. And they think that you're going to roll over and allow the white privilege of school districts and white privilege of people in general take over and have them win the situation. Point blank, period. That's the gist of that. And that's as far as I'm going to go about it, because truthfully, like, the whole situation taught me just how to learn. I learned so much about dealing with different personalities and different people. And it's so funny because every job that I've worked has taught me something of that sort. Like, I've worked with people that I really couldn't fucking stand. I worked with people that I loved. I worked with people that I didn't really like at first, but I ended up loving now. Like, it just teaches you about personalities and how to deal with people. And I think that the environment that I came from wasn't an environment those are not people that I would randomly link up with, or I would randomly gravitate towards anyway, because they spirits is not messing with my spirits. I'm not, and I seen this meme earlier today, and I actually reposted it on my story, and it was like, I'm not funny acting, my spirit just knows what's up. Like, and that's really it. Like, and I guess it took me until this moment to actually be sitting on the couch talking about it, bringing it up, to really be like, girl, you're okay. Like, you're okay. Like, they tried to get you down. They tried to play with your money. They tried to make you somebody that you're not. They tried to bring your man into it. They tried to just make y'all both miserable. And at the end of the day, y'all both living y'all best lives, about to go on vacation for my birthday. Like, we really won in the end. And it also taught me, like, obviously my relationship, we've been dating for 6 months now, officially. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, so, like, when I'm going through it, he's going through it, especially about this situation, because it involved the both of us. So it was just hard for me to really adjust to dealing with my mental health while being in a relationship, because he's internalizing my feelings, I'm internalizing his feelings on top of the feelings that we both already have. Like, it was just hard. And it was hard for a while to just even, like, speak to each other about the situation, because it's like, damn, I know you sad as fuck. I know you miss your kids. I know I'm sad as hell. I know I miss the kids that I work with. So it's just like we bouncing negative energy back and forth to each other. But sometimes that's what it takes to really get you out of that, and to really be like, okay, I have somebody that really understands, number one. I have somebody that is willing to help me get out of this, who's going through it as well. So it's just a huge eye-opener, the whole situation, because I learned so much from so many different aspects. And it's like, my boyfriend, his mental health is important to me. You guys know, like, I stand on believing in men's mental health and being there for men and building a safe space for men. I have a whole episode from season 5 titled "A Safe Space for Men," like, because that's just how much I care about it. Because you guys already know I lost my cousin to suicide. Like, that's a big thing for me, because I feel like men, they got it the worst and they carry it the best. And when it comes to being in a relationship, like, it's important for me to be like, nah, I know we talk about how I feel and, you know, you want to be there for me and my emotions, but how are you? Like, are you good? Like, do you want to go outside for a walk? Do you want to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's important to be there for each other when it comes to the whole mental health aspect, because you could slip and go back down the rabbit hole of being sad at any given moment. I know that for sure because it's happened to me time and time again. But it's just something that you develop a deep understanding for when you are not by yourself anymore. Because I'm not by myself anymore. I used to just go through things and be depressed and be in my room and not have to worry about nobody else, but I have another person that cares about me and that loves me and that wants to see me do good as well. So it just puts a lot of things in perspective. And I'm grateful that I've gone through all of this negative shit, because it's made me even stronger. I say this all the time. I didn't know that I could possibly be any stronger than I fucking was, bro. But in this very moment, I am. And I thank God for that, because, like, everything that is thrown my way, like, I handle it with such grace. And it's crazy because, like, even during this whole situation, like, I've been so upset because I'm like, damn, like, I'm gonna have to fight such a hard and long fight. Do I really want to do that when I feel like I've been fighting for so long in so many aspects of my life, right? And I'm sitting in my sadness, and I have an inner dialogue that's like, girl, you know you're gonna get through this. Girl, you know this is just gonna be another thing added to your long list of trauma that you've been through that is going to make you even more powerful. I'm already powerful, but all the negative things and negative people that I have encountered are making me even more that. So it's like, girl, you will be okay. And also another thing, like, the last time I dropped an episode in January was probably around the last time I went to therapy. So you got that on top of that. Like, I haven't been in therapy for a while. Just also for the same reason of why I haven't, like, produced anything on my podcast. Like, I need to go through my things on my own. I need to figure out my feelings on my own before I can be able to express them to y'all, to my therapist, to my family, to anybody. And I just went back this week and I told her, you know, the whole situation that I've been going through from beginning to end. And she was just like, because she already knew the shady, weird shit that was going on in January. Like, she had already known. So, like, from the first thing I said to her when I sat down, I was like, I'm no longer in my classroom anymore. And she was like, what? Like, but she was low-key happy, because she's like, oh, I already knew this was a negative situation, a negative environment for you that you didn't essentially need. So it's like, I'm winning. I won. I don't care. Like, I don't care what nobody says to me. I won, and I'm about to take it to trial. Okay? So stay tuned for the rest of that later. But yeah, we ain't got time for that. Also, this is another thing that's been kind of not weighing on me, because, like, I don't care. But, like, it's just something that I had to go through in order to not care. Like, I've been having mad difficulties and differences with a lot of my family members. Like, a lot. And for me, I'm at a point where I'm finally understanding how far people will go to hurt me. And I'm finally understanding that you could be there for somebody, you could show up and show out when they need you, you could support them, you could love them, you could do everything that you could possibly do for a person. And at any given moment, they could still slight you and treat you some kind of way. So I'm at a point right now in my life where I'm deading all unnecessary relationships. And that's just it for me. Like, I don't want to be around nobody that makes me feel no type of way. And also what I'm learning is that people are going to do to you what you allow. So if I'm allowing somebody to upset me and be negative to me and just not be conducive to my life, that's because I've allowed them that space to even still be here. I'm not allowing none of that no more. And I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm tired. This is the one thing I'm really, 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 really tired of hearing, and I've heard it so much. And like, if I hear it again, like I might explode. Oh, that's your family, that's your brother, that's your aunt, that's your grandpa, that's your. No, that is an individual who enables dysfunctional behavior and has gaslit and invalidated my feelings one too many times. That is an individual who is no longer conducive to my life and to where I want to be in this life, who will no longer be there. That's it, bro. Like, I don't care if we, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what your title was. I have the privilege to take that title back, and you could just be another person that shares the same bloodline as me. Respectfully, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that because I feel like I'm somebody who's going to give you chance after chance after chance to get your shit right. I'm going to give you a numerous amount of chances to treat me how you're supposed to treat me. That goes for friendships, relationships, family, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give you so many chances to get it together and see me for how you're supposed to see me. And after those chances run out for me, because I've already given you 100, so once we get to 101, it's clipped. And that's nobody's fault but your own. So it's like, I'm not going to continue to let people manipulate me and invalidate my feelings and make me feel like I'm bugging for being upset about something that they did to me. Nah. I'm not going to keep making people feel like I'm worthless or I don't have no place in people's lives when I know that I should. Nah. I'm not going to keep making room for people and trying to show up for people who don't show up for me. Because realistically, like, sharing my podcast clip on your story ain't nothing. That's a 5-second task. And you showing up and showing out for everybody else around you. But when it comes to me, I don't get no support, none whatsoever. But you still want me to ride behind you and be, nah, no, I ain't with that either. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. And I'm realizing, like, it's so crazy because, like, I'm literally falling out with so many of my family members just off the strength of me being a solid ass individual that's like, nah, like, you're being weird. You're being weird. And I feel like, truthfully, I'm the black sheep of my family. I've known that since I was like 6. I don't care. I have truly been the person in a lot of my uncles, grandfathers, brothers' lives where I'm like, nah, that's weird behavior. And I don't like that because you're making me feel like this. And I ain't with that because I don't make you feel like that. If I am going above and beyond to love you and try to show up how I show up for people, I expect that to be the same. And if it is not, you can go. That's it. I'm about to be 24 in 2 weeks. I'm trying to make room for all of my blessings that are about to make their way to me. If I'm cluttering my space in my mind with unnecessary people who don't need to even be around me because I'm about to do some crazy things in this world, I've already done unbelievable things. Like, I'm her. Everybody around me needs to show up and show out when it comes to me because I do that for y'all. So what's the problem? Nah, I'm not supporting you because you don't support me. Nah, I'm not reaching out to you because you don't reach out to me. Nah, I'm not thinking about you because you don't think about me. Like, it's that simple. Like, whatever you give to me is whatever I'll give back to you at this point in my life. Like, I'm about to turn 24. Like, I'm graduating, getting my master's. Like, about to really start my life and be the person that I've always wanted to be. And I'm so grateful that I'm learning all of these situations, learning through all of these situations and experiences and learning how to really show up for myself and be my number one supporter and really stand on business when it comes to me. Because when I'm like 25, I'm going to be even stronger. And when I'm 26, I'm going to be even stronger. You know what I mean? Like, I'm only going to get better with time. And for you to be removed from my life sucks for you. Because I'm going to be so great. I'm going to be so amazing. I'm already so great and so amazing. But I'm about to be even greater and even more amazing. I know that's unfathomable to even think about because like I said, I'm already so great and so amazing. But, like, come on. Use your imagination. Think about it. I would hate to be anybody on the opposite side of my fence. On the opposing side of my team. I would hate that. But at this point in my life, like, anybody could go. Because I know that if it came down to it, and they had to put me on the back burner, which they already have, I would go to. So that's hard. That's just really the number one things that have been weighing on my mind. Like, I'm so over the negativity of everything. I'm reclaiming my energy back. I'm reclaiming my fucking peace back. Like, I've allowed a lot of things to kind of drive me crazy this year, and I'm no longer doing that. Like, everything that I go through, yes, it'll drive me crazy for a little bit, but my bounce back is always 10 times better and 10 times harder. Right now, I'm in my bounce back season. Yeah. Right in time for Taurus season, right in time for, yeah, this episode is dropping the day before Taurus season starts, so we about to get it cracking. We about to really continue with our consistency. I'm about to be back on my shit and be back in my podcast bag and really show y'all the different side of me, the side of me that's grown from last year, that's grown from the last time you saw me. And that's just that on that. Like, I'm back in school. It hasn't, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be harder, my adjustment back into school after being off all last semester. I thought it was gonna be harder, but I'm only taking 2 courses, but which is good because they're courses that, like, they're packing on the homework, they're packing on the class, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're packing on the workload, which is cool because this is what I'm working for. But, you know, like, I have been very responsible. I've been very on top of my work because I know that my journey with this school thing is almost over, which I'm so excited and so proud of myself for, because I know that that's just going to take my career choices and my career path so much further, because I could do anything that I want, and I have so many people behind me, and I have so many people that believe in me and want to see me do great things, that I'm unstoppable right now. Like, the only thing that's probably setting me back and still weighing on me is my lack of self-discipline, which sucks, and I hate that because I'm lacking. That's the greatest asset anybody could have. When you have self-discipline and you can, you know, miss out on the fun stuff to, you know, really settle down on your goals and really, you know, get your life in order, like, self-discipline goes a long way. That could be going to the gym, not having a drink every night. That could be so many different things, and that is so important because, like, every decision that you make is conducive to your future and where you're trying to go. And I feel like there are certain things that I just can't shake right now. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm keeping it all the way a bean. I have been smoking a lot. And I feel like that happens to me when I get into these, bruh, it's like I'll be doing so good. I'll cut back on smoking. I'll be in the gym. I'll be, you know, podcasting, doing great things. And then some traumatic ass event will happen in my life. And I'm like, damn, how the fuck, like, mentally I'm going insane. And that is something that will mentally quiet my mind and will mentally make me feel like I'm not going as crazy. But then that wears off. And when that wears off, I'm back in reality. And when I'm back in reality, I'm so desperate to get back to my leisurely state of mind. So that is my biggest downfall right now, because it's not something that I want to do. Like, truly, I've disconnected from my love or my desire to smoke. But it is still something that I do because it's also become a coping mechanism for me, because my life has just, it takes crazy turns and crazy spins out of nowhere sometimes. And that is just that's what I run to for safety, because when I'm high, I'm not thinking about what's going on. I'm not as sad. I'm not as upset about, or I'm not, like, thinking about, okay, what am I going to do next? How am I going to get through this? Like, my mind is just quiet. My mind is calm. My mind is peaceful. My mind is happy. And I'm working so hard to try to get my sober mind equivalent to that. But it's so hard when you're an overthinker, when you're somebody who's going through a lot behind the scenes, when you're someone who's trying to do so many different things at one time. It's harder than it looks. And I have, addiction is in my blood. Addiction is in my blood. And I'm going to totally say that. I'm going to totally own up to that, because I know nobody else on here is talking about it. Addiction is in my blood. My grandmother's an alcoholic. My immediate family members have difficulties with alcohol and, you know, all that other shit. So addiction is in my blood, and that's not, I never wanted to say like, oh, I'm addicted to getting high. I'm addicted to all that stuff. No, I never wanted to say that because that sounds wild. And that sounds like just, I feel like when people think about you getting high, they think that you're lazy. They think that you're unproductive. They think that you're irresponsible. But realistically, no, I've secured 2 degrees. Okay? No, I've done some big girl things. Okay? I've created a whole platform, a whole business for myself. So I'm none of those things. And I know that I'm not. But it's just the societal viewpoint of that subject is not always positive. So it's just been something that I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna talk about that on my podcast. I'm not gonna divulge that piece of information about myself. But no, that's important. And that essentially that goes against me being true to who I am and true to this platform, because I've created this platform off of me just sharing my experiences and being real and being vulnerable. And that is one of my that's that. You know, like I can't come on here and just talk about my life and not really share the deep depths of it, you know? So I'm giving myself till the day after my birthday. My birthday is April 27th. I'm giving myself till April 28th to spark up one last time before I really be like, okay, we're done. We're going to detox our body. We're going to become one with the earth. And we're going to do some better shit. And we're going to pick up better habits. We're going to do, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to take that away, I have to replace it with something else. And I haven't been on my gym shit because I feel like when I'm in a bad, negative mental space, the gym is the last thing I want to fucking do. But realistically, that should be the first thing I want to do because that helps so much. Like, people don't understand. Like, when you go to the gym and you having a bad day and you feeling low, you will walk out of the gym feeling like a totally different person than when you walked in. And I know that. And that literally has been my story every single day that I've gone to the gym. But I have not been on it because it's just like depression has a way of pulling you in and reeling you down the rabbit hole. But I'm like right now in this very moment, I'm out of that rabbit hole. I'm out of it for sure. If I'm sitting on this couch talking to y'all and I'm really putting in my effort to come back and, you know, produce episodes and get my content out and talk and be authentic and get back in my bag, I'm out of that rabbit hole. I'm 100% out of the rabbit hole. It's just trying to maintain myself out of the rabbit hole because this is the rabbit hole, right? Okay, if you're not watching the YouTube version, this visual is going to make no fucking sense. And I'm so sorry. You might want to go watch that. But whatever. This is the rabbit hole, right? I was in the rabbit hole. Okay, this looks sexual, but it's not. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the rabbit hole. I'm out of the rabbit hole. I'm like right here though. I'm like right here though. So if one more negative thing, I'm telling you, if one more thing happens in my life, I might jump back in. I don't know. I'm not a far ways away. I am right here, right outside of the rabbit hole. Have just climbed out. So I don't know, but I'm making progress and I'm getting back to myself, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to be talking about, you know, the things that have affected me. As far as my work situation, like I'm amped. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight against the world about how I feel, and that's that on that. And that's the kind of person that I've always been, because I've even told my therapist, I was like, yo, like they made me feel defeated. They made me feel like I didn't want to fight for myself. And she looked me dead in my face. She was like, that is not you. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. That is not me. I have never been that girl. I am that girl that stands up for herself, is going to talk her shit, is going to fight her fight, and is going to stand behind how she feels. And the fact that I allowed people to play with me and make me go back on that is crazy to me. And that makes me even more angry and makes me even more prepared to fight the fight that I'm about to fight. Hey, mic drop. Mic motherfucking drop. Mic motherfucking drop, bro. But yeah, I'm about to... This episode is dropping April 19th. My reintroduction to podcast season, which is the day before Taurus season, which I think is so symbolic and so amazing because y'all know I'm a Taurus who is about her shit. But yeah, I'm back, and I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks like really focusing on me. Next week is my last week of work before we go on spring break the following week, and the following week is my birthday week. So I'm gonna be away with my man. We're going on our first vacation together. I'm so excited about that. So realistically, like, I'm winning in all aspects of my life. I just have to remind myself of that, and I have to really be like, girl, stop. Like, you're gonna be fine, number one, and number two, they're going to remember you for the rest of your life. Everybody that has encountered me is going to remember me for the rest of their life, because I am just simply that fire. Okay? So what more can I fucking ask for? But yeah, y'all, that's really all I had to get off my chest today. Hopefully, when I'm back next episode, I don't have any more tea in regards to the work situation. But I may not. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this episode. I know that a lot of y'all have been waiting for me to come back, and I've been waiting to come back, and I'm happy that I'm back, because now I feel like I could really get my shit off, you know, and I could be back, you know. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all are excited for what I have in store for the rest of this season, because it is a brand new season with only 3 episodes in it so far. This is the 4th. I mean 4. So yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know y'all are happy to see my face. I'm even more happy to have you listening and have you watching. So yeah, thank you for tuning into season 4. Oh, what, girl? Season 7, episode 4 of Just Do the Podcast. Bye.